totally overcomplicate hosting, gift giving, and decorating, but it doesn't have to be that way. I know that the holidays are just around the corner, but don't panic, because in today's video, I'm sharing 16 guest-ready home hacks that you can do in under 15 minutes. That's right, you can do all these hacks in under 15 minutes, and I guarantee they're gonna totally elevate your home. Hack number 1 is going to totally set the tone for the season if you're hosting a party or hosting your family members, and you can do this just using scraps that you have in your refrigerator. I want you to grab a pot and start boiling some water. Then I want you to add in herbs, wooden pieces, fruit, citrus, anything you have that smells good. I want you to throw that into the pot. We're thinking mostly edible items and some woodsy items. I'm using peppercorns, cinnamon, lime. You can use lemon. You can even throw in some pine cones like I did here, and just simmer this. Your entire home will be full of the scent, and it will smell so good. And if you do not have space on one of your burners to do something like this because you're hosting for the holidays and you're cooking, don't worry. You can also do this with a candle warmer as well. So just grab your candle warmer and a heat-proof bowl, and you can do the exact same thing. Hack number 2 also takes place in the kitchen. I want you to set up a quick hot cocoa bar. Again, you can use things that you already own. I like to get a neutral jar and fill it with the hot cocoa, marshmallows. You can even do some powdered milk if you want. I put mint in some of them, but just make a cute little hot cocoa bar so that if your guests want some hot cocoa, they're not going rifling through your cabinets or anything like that. They can just take the jar and a big pot of water. That's why I also put the tea kettle right there, and they can make their own hot cocoa. I know people always have their coffee machines out, but some people don't want coffee. Some people want hot cocoa for the season, and this is a fun little hack. And then what I did is I just put some little labels on there so that people know what type of hot cocoa is in each one, so that they don't get mint hot cocoa when they hate mint or something like that. The next hack you're going to do for this season, and you can do this under 15 minutes, is to just scatter your home with lighting. So instead of turning on those overhead lights, I want you to turn them off, and I want you to turn on all of your lamps. Your task lamps, your floor lamps, any lamp you have, I want you to lean on that. Because when we think of the holiday season, we think of cozy, we think of warmth, and the light that you're gonna get for lamps tends to be a lot warmer than your overhead lights. Of course, if you want to, you can switch out your light bulbs, but that might be a little bit too much effort. Just turn on all your lamps, and if you're lacking in lamps, also add candles. You can add neutral candles, you can add LED candles. They don't have to be candles that are going to clash with that simmer pot you just created, because trust me, the simmer pot is the way to go. But you just want some nice illumination that gives you a good glow, and it also warms up your home, because when we think holiday season, we also think cold, we think snow. So this is gonna be a great way to warm up your home without raising that heating bill. Now let's talk about gift wrapping. One of my favorite things to do is to use some butcher paper and create my own custom wrapping paper. I just create a stencil, I cut out something, I cut out a tree this year, and use this to create your own custom wrapping paper. It is so classic. I think this butcher block style is also very, very trendy right now, and it's a lot more affordable than traditional wrapping paper. You can write your name on it, you can use a stamp that you get from the store. I just like to cut out my own stencil and use a pen to mark everything up. Another great gift wrapping thing that I like to do is I like to tie things off with twine and add a little seasonal element. So whether that is holly or rosemary, I like to add that into the tie so that it looks absolutely gorgeous and adds that little pop of holiday cheer. Now that you know how to wrap your gifts, how's your gift shopping going? If you're anything like me, finding the perfect gift is proving to be difficult, but it doesn't have to be, thanks to Google's Holiday 100. And I want to say a huge thank you to Google for sponsoring this part of today's video, and I also want to shout out Casper Sleep. If you're unfamiliar with the Google Holiday 100, it is the perfect way to unwrap the holidays, as it's Google's list of gift ideas based on the search trends from this year. And this list is data driven, so you'll feel super confident that the gift ideas are high quality and perfect for whomever you're buying for. I love using Google Shopping because of its price insights feature. It shows whether price is low, typical, or high, and how it's changed over recent months. Truly, gift giving has never been simpler because you can just ask Google, and the Google Holiday 100 is right there to share trending products. And it organizes all products by collections and categories. This year, I turned to the Holiday 100 to find a gift for my mother-in-law. She's the type of person who does tons of research before she buys a product, so I wanted to make sure whatever I found would hold up to her standards. So it was only natural that I just asked Google because I knew they'd already done the research. This year, I'm gifting her the original pillow by Casper Sleep. I'd already noticed tons of Casper mattresses in her home, so it only made sense that I'd get her the Casper original pillow. The original pillow is Casper's best-selling pillow, and for good reason. First, it has a pillow-in-pillow design with support inside and softness outside. Comfort is in every detail, and it's just so soft thanks to the down alternative fill that mimics the airy softness of down while responding to your movements. This, along with the nearly billions of tiny fibers inside, make it the perfect option for stomach, back, and side sleepers. One of the features that made me want this for my mother-in-law is the ultra breathable cotton percale weave. And even though she's the neatest person I have ever met, pillows do get dirty, and the Casper Sleep Original pillow is resistant to clumping and fully machine washable. Plus, the reviews of this pillow are absolutely glowing, with 4 out of 5 customers saying they would recommend Casper to a friend. So that, along with the placement on the Google Holiday 100, made this an easy decision. And it does come in both standard and king sizes, making it a good option for pretty much any room in the home. Thanks to the Google Holiday 100, this was the easiest time I've ever had shopping, because I knew my family would love these gifts based on the collective search trends from the entire year. Check out the Google Holiday 100 at the link in my description box to find inspiration for gift ideas and to make gift shopping easy for you. Shout out again to Google Shopping for helping me find the top gifts of the year, and in particular Casper Sleep for the perfect pillow for my mother-in-law. Let's talk about the next guest ready hack that will elevate your space in under 15 minutes. The next way you're gonna get your home guest ready in under 15 minutes is to get some slippers. I hate when people track in dirt and debris from the outdoors indoors, but you don't wanna make everybody expose their socks with holes in them when it's the holiday season. So what I want you to do is to grab a vase, a seasonal vase or a vase you just have, and fill it with some slippers. You can have slippers left over from a hotel, you can buy some cheap ones at your local store, but just have some slippers at the entryway so that when you're like, hey, take your shoes off, you also have something else to offer them. Something else I want you to do in your entryway is to consider a double doormat. So I don't only want you to have one on the outside of your home, but I also want you to have one on the interior of your home as well. Just so if there's any mud that didn't get off when they first got to the threshold, it's definitely gonna get off before, because some people aren't gonna want to take off their shoes. So this is making sure that your floors are protected. Now let's talk a little bit about what you're going to do on your dining table in your spaces where you are actually hosting. Now on your dining table, I want you to do a tablescape that is easily movable. So I want you to put everything on a wooden board or put everything on a tray so that when it's time to eat, you can pick those things off really easily and put your food on the table. I love a beautiful tablescape, but it isn't functional if you have so much stuff there and you don't have anywhere to easily place that stuff, or you can't see who you're talking to over the candles and stuff like that. We love a beautiful tablescape, but we also want to keep things functional. So do a really simple styling, don't spend a lot of time doing it, and make sure you can take it off the table super duper easily. The next thing I want you to do is have fun with how you're folding your napkins. Every table should have a napkin on it. People are messy. It's a, very critical part of a tablescape, but I want you to fold your napkins into fun shapes. I'm folding my napkins into the shape of Christmas trees. You don't have to have green napkins, but just fold them into a fun shape. If you don't want to fold your napkin into a fun shape, you can also get some type of herb. Maybe you want to use basil, maybe you want to use thyme, maybe you want to use rosemary, and use that with your napkin to make a nice jovial tablescape. You can even do something like pine if you have some extra sprigs. I like folding things into a tree because I don't need any of the glitz and glamour. I'm just folding something that would already be there, and then my guests don't have to find somewhere else to put the sprig of rosemary or something like that. They can just take the napkin and put it directly on their laps. This is a great way to, again, ump up that tablescape without having a ton of stuff. This is just something decorative that looks cute that you were able to fold in about 30 seconds. And don't forget to just add little bits of holiday cheer in unexpected places. Add a wreath on your refrigerator. Add little ribbon bows to the backs of your chairs. It can be really simple things like this that infuse holiday cheer, and they take just mere minutes to do. This next hack is also super easy. Of course, that's the point of today's video, and if you're liking the video, I'd love it if you smash that subscribe button. But I want you to go around your home and find the flowers that you have, real or faux, and I want you to swap them out for pine. It's really simple. You can get real or faux pine, but nothing screams the holiday season quite like pine. Plus, it adds such a wonderful scent to your home. It really is a twofer. Another type of woodsy item I want you to add to your home is a scented pine cone. Just like the pine, it's a twofer. It smells good, and again, it adds that holiday cheer, and it doesn't feel too cheesy, right? Because it's adding a nice woody organic element, which I think all of our homes need at all times, and this is a great way to implement this at the holiday season. And I'm telling you, just about every grocery store has this for just a little bit of money, and you can also DIY something like this if you have pine cones in your local neighborhood. Now, something else I want you to have on your tables are coasters. People are notorious for setting down drinks absolutely everywhere, and that's okay. You can't spend your party or your holiday season worrying about mess. But I want you to scatter coasters absolutely everywhere. If there is a tabletop where someone could potentially put something, I want you to put a coaster there. It is better to be safe than sorry. And you can get cute ones that look like trees or look like whatever it is that you like during the holiday season. You can even DIY them if you want to. And this one is a favorite, and it's one that I do for absolutely every season because it just makes life so much easier. But I want you to take seasonal blankets. So for the holiday season, for the winter season, I normally think faux fur or plaid or something like that, and drape that over all of your seating options. So your sofa, your accent chairs, you don't need to totally cover it in that, but drape it a little bit so that if someone spills something, if someone's sitting down, it is so much easier to wash that throw blanket or that pillow cover than to wash all of the cushions on the sofa. That can be such a pain. So this is a real time saver. Plus it looks cute and it's a great way to add some seasonal charm. And if you're hosting, that probably means you're doing a ton of dishes, but don't worry, I have a hack for you. Something that drives me crazy is all of the spots on my glassware during the holiday season. It drives me bonkers. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna add just a little bit of vinegar to your dishwasher. It's going to stop you from having all of those splotches on your glassware. Of course, you can add some type of rinse aid, but vinegar is something most of us have on hand and it is great for cleaning. Then if you don't want to do something like that, you can also just grab a microfiber towel. It is going to save your life when it comes to polishing your silver, making your glassware look really beautiful. It is going to get every spot off and you're not going to need any additional chemicals to make this happen. And if you're having overnight guests, you have to do some type of guest basket. You can set this in the bathroom, you can set this on a tray, on their bed, but add things like slippers, toothbrushes, toiletries, things people often forget, but probably don't want to bother you about at 9 p.m. after they've settled in. It's just going to help someone feel comfy. You might even want to throw some snacks on there too, so that they're not, again, rummaging through your cabinets in the middle of the night or being so hungry in the middle of the night. And if you really want to go big, maybe you're not a big candle person, maybe you don't want to do a simmer pot, you can always grab your favorite essential oil and actually add that to your air filter. You can run it through your HVAC system. People do this all the time. Just sprinkle a few drops, not a ton of drops, a few drops on that filter and put that new filter in, and it will disperse that smell all throughout your home. Just make sure you're using a really high quality essential oil because everybody, and I do mean everybody, is going to be breathing that in.